Everybody, it's Empire State Warrior, and today we're going to be talking about the 45 TP Hibitcha. Ignore the sound in the background. That is my air conditioner in my dorm. It is extremely loud because I need it to be. But today we're going to be talking about the Tier 7 of the new Tech Tree line. There's two things about the tank. One, you have very good armor against Tier 6 and 7. Against Tier 8s, they're just gonna butter right through you. Your turret, on the other hand, is very strong, being extremely sloped and having around 180 mils of armor in the slope position like that. Like that flat part on the top is penable, and that cupola on this left-hand side here is very penable, which would be their right-hand side if they're staring at you from the front. But still, the armor platelet seems pretty good until you realize they can just switch to premium and go right through. Another main weakness of the tank is that it is not the greatest. It's not. The tank itself, just in my opinion, does not seem to be the greatest. It does have the tungsten shells, which in any case is really nice. I just don't like the tank all that much. It is fun, don't get me wrong, and it's fun to use. I'm just not a fan of it. The reason I'm not much of a fan of it is because I was expecting a T29 copy, but Polish and slightly faster with slightly better DPM. What I got was a Polish variant of the T29, yes, but with weaker armor, weaker turret armor. The gun is better in DPM and slightly worse in damage per shot, but the penetration's way worse, sitting at only 175. And the tank itself just doesn't seem to perform the way you'd expect it to. Now, I've got to say, the tank is fun, and a lot of people like it because it's capable of doing quite a bit. And I'm being serious on that. The tank is capable of quite a bit here. Don't ask me where that went. I still have no clue. I'm pretty sure it hit his gun, but it didn't do damage to his gun, so I don't know. I don't know. Now, yeah, the gun's accurate. Don't get me wrong, and the gun is fun to use, but it just... my gameplay says otherwise, but the tank's iffy for me. It's iffy for me just because the armor doesn't seem as good as it should be. If that makes any sort of sense. Does it make any sense? I don't know if it does or not. But the tank just doesn't perform the way I think it should. And like I said, there's two reasons I say that. But I like the tank, and it's fun to play. It's nothing different, though. It's nothing new. It is just another Tier 7 heavy with a decent gun, decent alpha, and just one of those iffy armor profiles. It's not the T29 armor profile. This is more like a Tiger with a bigger gun. Literally what this tank is. It is a Tiger with more armor. That's all it is. Actually, no. It's a Tiger with, actually, in my opinion, less armor. A Tiger can side scrape. This can't. But I still like the tank. It's still fun. And as you see, I did really well in this game. 3,200 damage, 4 kills, 1,200 base experience. It was a really nice game. But the enemy team wasn't the greatest. And I think you can kind of note that from the gameplay they had. Now, this is the kind of matchup you want to be in. You hope to God you're top tier. Shout out to this Annihilator here. He helps me carry this game. But this game is nutty. I'm going to kind of skip forward a little bit to where we can get this shit done. And you can start playing and watching the battle. And as you can see, we're trying to do our best here. Me and the Annihilator are Tigers out in the open, and he goes down very, very quickly. As you see, I mean, the armor is good against anything with 175 mils of pen. But as soon as they switch to APCR, as soon as they switch to premium, as soon as they switch to anything that resembles a premium shell, they're going right through you. And I'm being serious. I'm being dead ass. The tank's armor, in my opinion, just doesn't work like it supposedly should. And in all natural opinion, that's a crock of shit. They said this tank's going to be a heavily armored heavy. You skipped the heavily armored part. The heavy part you didn't skip, but the heavily armored part, you kind of skipped there, buddy. Another thing about the tank, it just doesn't seem to work very well. And, in a lot of people's hands, it just doesn't seem to work. And the gun is inaccurate. I forget to mention that. The gun's highly inaccurate. But I digress. There's not much you can do there. The armor appears to be working right now. That's because he's hitting that extremely sloped angle. And as you see, my team's falling apart. That Annihilator over here is helping me as much as he can. But it's a struggle. We're struggling quite a bit here. And that was a really good trade. Really good. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He switched to premium and went straight through my track wheel at a perfect angle. Like, the armor will work, but only in some cases. But I'm okay with the tank. I don't dislike it. I don't like it. It's there for me. It's just a there tank for me. The next one in the line, on the other hand, is phenomenal. And I do have a game ready with it, and I won't be surprised if a lot of people agree with me that I consider that tank completely and utterly fucking broken. See? The gun appears inaccurate. The armor seems good, but it's not really. Yeah, and if you get hit in the turret, that's another thing. You will lose your loader 9 times out of 10 if you get hit right there in the side of the turret. As soon as they hit right next to your gun, right beside your turret, which is a big target, you're losing your loader. And that is ridiculous.
Enemy armor is destroyed.
That's why I dislike this tank. I don't like it, but I don't dislike it. I say I dislike it. Jesus Christ. I am on the fence about this. Holy shit. We'll just have to decide in a minute. But right now, it's doing pretty well. In situations like this, the tank can perform. It can perform.
We've cleared the viewports. Keep your eyes open. Nice shot.
But like I said, as soon as they even look at your armor correctly, it's a pen. It's a pen. They look at your armor in any sort of way where they're down on your armor, they're penning. But I make the smart play, and I end the game. So, well played from Toes, Wild Turkey. Shout out to you, bro. You're a good player. But as you see, the armor I don't think is that great. The gun isn't that great. The tank itself is not that great. It's a good overall tank. Don't get me wrong. But it's nothing like a Tiger 1. It's nothing like the Titan H&N. It's nothing. This tank is not as good as those tanks. Just not. Overall popular opinion, if I had to put this in a tier ranking, this would probably be fucking, oh, excuse my language, crap. Freaking, a 1 through 10 scale, say a 7, 7.5. This would be an 8, 8.5. I'd put this, like, right below the Lycan. And I'll explain why next video. But, yeah, the gun is not that bad. It's really not. The gun is actually the main feature for me in this tank. 4.2 second aim time, pretty nice. 3.3 dispersion, decent. 2.1k damage, I mean, per minute. Yeah, that's not bad for a heavy like this. Reload time, 8.1. The penetration's where it gets it. 175 and 225. That's not that good. 290 and 250. Yikes. You have good gun depression, though, sitting at 8 degrees and 20 degrees elevation. But like I said, your turret armor... Oh, it is 170. Dang, I thought it was 180. But 170, it's not the best. They switched to premium, and they can pen... If you look at the gun mantlet there, you have no gun mantlet. It's just the gun and then armor. They can pen that if they switch to premium. The whole armor is 110. If they look at it with premium, it's going through. The tank is not that strong in armor. It really isn't. You're fast. Like, it's a lot faster than you'd expect. And yes, I did sell the 53 TP Marco Shigo so I could get the tier 9. Yeah, I have the tier 9 already, and I like it. I've still yet to get a video level game yet, so just give me time. But, this is my setup for it. This, and this. Improved gunpowder, shell velocity. This thing's shell velocity is dog crap. You need to up it. Tungsten shell, of course, you can get it up for freaking almost 25% damage. You grow upwards of 350. Do it. Multi-purpose restoration pack, yes. And then the adrenaline. And you can just up the DPM even more. You can get it up to like 2600 with all that on it, which is nice. Of course, basic setup. I'd go improved assembly because the armor isn't that great to begin with. So yeah, improved assembly. Extra HP could help you survive later game. Overall, the tank is good. It's a good overall tank. It isn't like, say, the SU-122-44, which is a meh tank. It's like the IS level tank. It's good, but it's nothing game breaking. It's nothing new. It is a hull down tank at tier 7 with decent hull armor and good turret armor. That's all it is. But now it's literally just a weaker version of T-29 simply because it has a cupola. This thing is worse than the M7 Yo, but just as good or a little bit better than the IS. And that's it. That's literally all there is about this tank. That's all I can say about it. I like it, but at the same time I dislike it. I mean, it's a love-hate relationship with this tank. It's nothing to me compared to the IS. I love the IS. Love it to death. Just because I've always loved the IS tank. I've always have. And I don't think I ever will stop loving this tank. I mean, it's just fun. But I hope you enjoyed this video. I mean, I know it was kind of off the wall, off the rocker, kind of late in the night. It's 12 o'clock right now. I am tired. I've got class in the morning at 8. I'm an idiot for doing this, but why not? So, yeah, give the video a like. I'm asking for a like this time. If you have any friends you'd like to send the video to say you might want to watch this because it has some good details about the tank, send them over. I mean, simple as that. Anywho, talk to y'all later, boys. I'm out.